Hello, this is Mr. Underkoffler, and today we're going to be looking at some calculator instruction. And I'm going to try to cover as many different types of calculators that I normally see during the school year. So I'm going to be covering 8 different types of calculators. You can see 4 here on your screen. The most popular seems to be the Texas Instruments Ti-30XS, which you see over here on the far left. This comes in many different colors. Dark navy blue is the traditional one, but there also comes in a lighter blue, a green, pink. A lot of kids sometimes like. I think it also comes in an off-white. So that one is very popular. Texas Instrument also makes a Ti-30XS Multiview. They used to also make a Ti-34 Multiview, but I think most kids nowadays seem to have the 30XS Multiview if they're going to get the Multiview kind. Casio makes a whole bunch of different calculators. The 300MS, some kids like to get. I've noticed more kids over the years getting the 300ES Plus. This comes in a lot of different colors. A lot of kids get the pink kind. There's a blue kind. The one I'm showing here is like a white kind of silverish type of color. So we'll be covering that. There are some versions of Casios and Texas Instruments that cost a little bit less money. The Ti-30XA is a decent calculator. The Casio makes a type of solar calculator. The one I'm showing here is the FX260 solar. I actually used to have a calculator like that when I was a kid back in junior high. And then a calculator that's used a lot in like elementary school and also 6th grade math, the Ti-15. It is probably my least favorite, no offense. I mean, it does do some things very nicely. But as far as pre-algebra goes, math grade 7, math grade 8, it just doesn't seem to be as user-friendly as some of the other ones. I've seen some more kids getting the Ti-36X Pro, which I have over here on the far right. Not that many kids get it, but we will be covering it in this video as well. So we're going to be looking at some very important functionalities that you're going to want to learn at the pre-algebra level. And the first is how to make a negative number. For most calculators, your negative key will be a dash in parentheses. And for most calculators, you will hit the negative sign key first, then you'll punch the digits of the number that you want to be making negative. But the Ti-30XA, your key looks a little bit different, and same goes for the Casio FX260 Solar. Yours has this positive / negative key. So let's go back and look at where are these keys located. Well, for a lot of them, the negative key is next to the decimal point. So the Ti-30X2S, your negative key is right here to the right of the decimal point. Same goes for the Ti-30XS Multiview. Man, these are tongue twisters, guys. Yours is next to the decimal point. Casio's, yours are at different places. You are kind of in the middle over on the left. And so that is where yours is located. Ti-30XA, yours, different type of key. Yours is next to the decimal point. You actually have to punch the digits of the number first. Then you hit that positive negative key. And you can hit it over and over again if you want to change your mind from going from positive to negative and so on. Same kind of idea for the Casio 260 Solar. Your key is located here. You hit the digits of the number first. Then you hit the positive negative key. And you can keep hitting it over and over again to change your mind if you want to go from positive to negative. Ti-15, yours is next to the decimal point, and same goes for the Ti-36X Pro, yours is next to the decimal point. So let's do a problem. Negative 729 plus negative 885. Please pay attention. Most calculators that have the negative key in parentheses, you will hit the negative key first, then punch the digits of the number. But remember, Ti-30XA owners and FX260 Solar owners, you actually have to punch in the digits of the number first, then hit your positive negative key second. So again, let's try this problem. Hit pause on the video, punch this in your calculator, then hit play when you're ready to see if you got it right. Okay, I hope you did that. If you got the answer of negative 1,614, then you did it correctly. If not, you might need to rewind the video and listen to my instruction again. Guys, make sure you do that today. Rewind as much as you have to hear me explain where these keys are and how they work. All right, moving on. Let's talk about how you make a fraction in a calculator. This is one of the most wonderful things about scientific calculators is that it can do fractions and mixed numbers for you, which is one of the main reasons I am making this video to assist you with making fractions and mixed numbers this school year. Most calculators, you're going to have an A, B over C key. The A might be lowercase, but this is what most calculators have for the fraction key. So for the Ti-30X2S, it is located right here. Casio 300MS owners, yours is located here. Lowercase a is what yours has. The Ti-30XA, yours is located here near the bottom left-hand corner. And then the Casio FX260 Solar, yours is located at a similar place where the 300MS is located. That is where your fraction mixed number key is going to be. Now, for those of you who have the Casio 300ES Plus or the Ti-36X Pro, you have a different type of fraction key. Yours is what I like to call the blob over the blob. I know that's kind of humorous, but that's what I like to call it. Casio owners, yours is located over here. Ti-36X Pro, yours is located right above your 7. For those of you who have a Ti-30XS Multiview calculator, you have a very different type of fraction key. Yours is called N over D. Obvious choices here, numerator over denominator. So your fraction key is located in this location. Ti-15s, yours, in my opinion, is the most difficult for making fractions, although if you're used to using it in elementary school or 6th grade math, then you are very familiar with this. You have a numerator key and you have a denominator key. So when you're going to enter in fractions, you'll punch in the numerator, then you'll hit the numerator key, punch in the digits for the denominator, and you'll hit the denominator key, and that is how you will make your fractions. So let's do a problem. I want you to do 8/19 plus 11/43. For those of you who have the AB over C key, this is how you're going to do it. You'll punch in 8, then the AB over C key, then the 19, plus 11, hit that AB over C key again, and then 43, and then enter. For those of you who have the Ti-15, you're going to have to punch in the 8, then the numerator key, then the 19, then the denominator key, then plus, and then do it all over again for the 11 numerator key, 43 and denominator key. Now, don't be surprised if your calculator screen shows this little notch between the numerator and the denominator. A lot of calculators show it that way. Do not be shocked when you see that. That's how calculators show that you're making a fraction. For those of you with the blob over blob key or the numerator over denominator key, you're going to obviously hit that key to enter your fraction. After you punch in the numerator, you'll probably have to hit the right arrow, okay, to get from the numerator to the denominator. So please keep that in mind. For those of you who have this blob over blob or N over D key, you're going to have to hit your right arrow after you enter in the numerator. Hit that right arrow to get to the denominator, and then hit the right arrow again before you hit plus. So that's a very important thing to do for those of you who have the calculators with the blob over blob or N over D key. All right. Hit pause on the video if you need to enter this in. Let's see how you did. If you got the answer of 553 over 817, you are correct. Now, different calculators will show this answer different ways. Some calculators will show it with a slash in between. Some calculators will show it with a little notch in between. You have to be aware of what your calculator does, which is why we're practicing this right now. And some calculators will just show it like a normal looking fraction. So make sure you are aware of what your calculator is going to show you. All right, since we just talked about fractions, let's talk about how to make a mixed number in your calculators. For those of you who have the AB over C key, you're going to make a mixed number using this key twice. You'll actually hit it after you punch in the whole number, and then you'll hit it again when you want to go from the numerator to the denominator. So you're going to hit that key twice to make a mixed number. For those of you who have the blob over blob keys, this is where yours gets a little tricky. Casio 300ES Plus owners, you're going to have to hit the Shift key first, which is on the top left-hand corner, and then your fraction key, and that will give you the 3 different section keys or spaces for the mixed number. You can see how that's written right above your fraction key. Whenever you want to get stuff that's written above keys, you hit the Shift key first, then hit the key that you want, and it will give you what you're trying to get that's typed up above your key. In this case, we want that mixed number 3 block section so we can make a mixed number. Similar idea with the Ti-36X Pro, except your top left-hand corner key is not called Shift. Yours is called second function. And so for some reason, the Ti-36X Pro has the 3 blobs for the mixed number located above your 7. It's kind of a very interesting place to put it, but that's where it's located. So what you'll have to do is you have to hit your second function key and then your 7 to get that 3 space for the mixed number. All right, for those of you with a Multiview Texas Instrument calculator, you are going to have to hit your second function key and then your fraction key, and then it'll give you the UN over D. You can see that's typed up above your N over D key. Do you see that? So you'll, again, hit the second function and then the fraction key, and that will give you the 3 spaces. It'll look like the 3 rectangles that you saw when I was talking to the other kids with the blob over blob keys. Yours will have that 3 spaces as well. And then Ti-15 owners, I'm sorry, yours is the most difficult. You have to hit 3 different keys to get a mixed number. The unit key, then the numerator key, then the denominator key. Fortunately, they're all close to each other. Also, with your calculator, you have to hit simplify and enter as many times as you need until your fraction is given to you in simplest form. That's just a very unique thing about your calculator. So I apologize. That's just the way that it works. I don't remember if some of the other calculators also have simplify keys. I don't think they do. Maybe it's just the Ti-15. Most calculators will put things in simplest form for you right away, which is really, really nice. All right, so let's do a problem. I want you to do the problem you see here on the screen. 16 and 4/29 plus 5 and 28/33. For those of you with the fraction key that looks like the AB over C, this is how you do it. After you punch in the 16, you hit your fraction key, then hit 4, then hit the fraction key again, and then hit 29. On your screen, you will see a notch in between each part. That's okay. That's how your calculator is going to temporarily show you the mixed number. And then, of course, hit plus, and then 5, fraction key, 28, fraction key again, and then 33. And that will be entering in this problem. For those of you with the Ti-15, you're going to have to hit 16, then the unit key, 4, then the numerator key, 29, then the denominator key, then plus, and then do it all over again, 5 unit, 28 numerator, 33 denominator, and that will do it for you. Those of you with the UN over D function or the 3 rectangle space function, please make sure you hit your right arrow keys after each part. So after you punch in your whole number part of the mixed number, then hit the right arrow, then punch in the numerator, then hit the right arrow, and then punch in your denominator, and then hit the right arrow again before you hit the plus sign. That's how it works with your calculators. All right, if you have not entered this into your calculator yet, hit pause and do it now. All right, I hope you have all done this. If you did it correctly, you will get 21 and 944 over 957. Obviously, this is a problem you would never want to do without a calculator because of how crazy the numerator and denominator ends up being. Some calculators will show it like this, with this little like U type of symbol in between. So be aware, some calculators show it that way. Other calculators will show like an underscore between the 21 and the 944, and then the notch before you get to the denominator. And then some calculators just show the notch in between each part. So again, all calculators are a little bit different. You have to be aware of how your calculator shows you the answer. The last topic I want to talk about with your scientific calculators is the exponents. And let's start with the second power. Almost all calculators, except the Ti-15, sorry for those of you who own that one, it's very different, but all the other calculators have an x to the second power key. So let's make sure you can find it. Ti-30X2S owners, here is your x to the second power key. Multiview owners, here's your x to the second power key. Casio 300MS, here's yours. The other Casio owners for the 300ES Plus, here is yours. Very similar to where the 300MS location is going to be for the x to the second power key. Ti-30XA owners, your x to the second power key is located here. Casio 260 Solars, yours is here. And then we have the 36 Pro, yours is located over here on the left. So let's do a problem. 38 to the second power. Again, Ti-15 owners, you're going to have to wait. I'll get to yours later. But for the rest of you, hit 38, hit your x to the second power key, and you should get 1,444. If you didn't, don't forget you can hit rewind on this video if you need to hear me explain something more than once. All right, the other thing I want you to be aware is how you can make any exponent you want. Like say you don't want to do second power. Say you want to do the third power or the fifth power or the ninth power or whatever. Most calculators have a caret key. Now, 4 of them do. The Ti-30X2S. Your caret key is right above your x to the second power key. This key will allow you to take numbers to any power you want. Ti-30XS Multiview, you also have the caret key right above your x to the second power key. Casio owners, the 300MS specifically Casio owners, your caret key is to the right of your x to the second power key. Ti-15s, this is how you use exponents, including the second power. You will have to do the caret key and then say what power you want it to be. All right, 300ES Casio owners, you have an x to the blob key. Remember how you had blob over blob for the fraction? Here we go again with the blobs. X to the blob is right next to your x to the second power key. That will allow you to do any power that you want. Same thing goes with the Ti-36X Pro. Right above your x to the second power key, you will see x to the blob. That will allow you to take a number to any power that you want. And then, I don't want to forget about my Ti-30XA owners. You have an x to the y key, or sorry, a y to the x key. Casio 260 Solar owners, you have an x to the y key. And these calculators work very similarly to each other, which is why, that their exponent keys are very similar. Just one's y to the x, the other's x to the y. All right, let's finish this video by doing an exponent problem. I want you all to do 9 to the 8th power. For those of you who I was just talking to who have y to the x or x to the y, you'll punch 9 in first, then you'll hit your x to the y or y to the x key, then punch in 8, then it should give you the answer. Maybe you have to hit equals, I don't remember, but it should give you the answer. For those of you with caret keys, you'll punch in 9, then the caret key, then 8, and that will take 9 to the 8th power. For those of you with x to the blob, you'll hit 9, then x to the blob, then 8, and then enter to get your answer. So if you guys haven't done that yet, hit pause if you need to, get your answer. If you got 43,046,721, I know a lot of calculators don't show the commas, but if that's the answer you got, then you did it correctly. If not, obviously hit rewind on the video so you can hear an explanation for your calculator one more time. And that concludes our calculator instruction video. We're just getting to the basic functions of your scientific calculator. We'll get to other functions of scientific calculators later on this year whenever we need them, such as square roots, cube roots, things of that nature. I hope this video was helpful. We'll see you next time.